Okay, hello and welcome to a brand new video. So in this video, we're going to be teaching you guys how to survive day one of my custom mod pack. So this mod pack is quite difficult and quite interesting in a lot of different ways, mainly being the fact that there's a lot of things that will be out there trying to attack. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and we're gonna actually get into it right now. So we're loading in, and the moment we load in, we should load into a village. So there's a mod that will load us directly into a village at the very beginning. We're gonna put those things in our back. Oh, and it's lagging a little bit. That's what happens when it loads in. And what we immediately want to do is we want to make sure that we look at our ability bottle and we equip that ability. This one, not super great. It was Dolphin's Grace, but it can be something quite rare. Like, for example, you can get water breathing, you can get fire resistance, and then you will just have that effect permanently. But now what we're going to do is we're going to run around and we're going to raid the village, and we want to look for mostly some food, and then also to get a couple other things. We want dragon bones, we want emeralds. We're also going to want to collect manuscripts, as well as the bestiary and the bestiary podium, or lectern, which is right over here. And the reason why we're grabbing those is so that we can, in the future, raise ourselves some dragons. What we're also going to want to do is we're going to want to get right here, and we want to get up to that chest, which usually just has manuscripts, but can sometimes have a little bit extra. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. This one seemed to have generated a little weirdly, so it's going to be hard to get into. That's another greenhouse. And unfortunately, we're right next to a pillager outpost, or pillager dungeon, whatever the heck that is. But we don't want to take down that right this second, because that's a little dangerous. We also want to activate the Waystone, which it'll not only give you a waypoint on the map to lead you back to where you started, but also it will give you just access to being able to teleport from that waystone to any other waystones if you need to. And we're looking mostly in the houses first, because sometimes they can have tools, but it's looking like we didn't get that lucky with that. So what we're going to do instead is we're now going to transition to vein mining. So there's FTB Ultimine in this mod pack, which is a vein mining mod that you can use even with just your hands. And the reason why we're using that is because we want to harvest things incredibly efficiently to being able to get stuff quite quick. And we're going to grab ourselves some stone. Don't really need andesite either. And now what we're going to do is we've got stone. This is aluminum. Aluminum's not a super great material. It is okay though, so we might grab it, but I don't think we're going to want to grab it right this second. What we can also do is put a crafting table in there, and that should give us a crafting table on a stick, which will then let us craft in our inventory without having to worry about actually being in, or having a crafting table plopped down somewhere. Now, as you can see, there's battle towers, which is what that thing is. And the reason why we're going to go for the battle tower is very, very important. We need to get some good loot, and the reason why we want to get the good loot is because then we'll be able to stack that loot and get even better loot from getting even better loot from there. There's also a random spawner here that thankfully the light level is too high for us to be able to actually spawn anything, but instead we ended up getting a iron chestplate that is called the Ironclad Iron Chestplate of Latent Magic, which has plus 100 or 1.26 armor, so 7.26 armor total just for that one piece, which is quite nice. We're going to take that other one and we're going to turn it into a helmet, just so that we have some good protection for going over here. And thanks to having permanent Dolphin's Grace, we are able to swim quite rapidly over to here. And what we're going to want to do first off is get rid of the spawners down here. And as you can see, we are slowly gaining health. And the way that we're gaining hearts is actually just by getting extra XP. But we can use that XP to get some even better stuff, which I'll show you guys in a second. So now that we'll clear out these spawners, we'll look through the chests in a second, but I want to get the lower floor done as well, because these lower floors can be potentially... Okay, that is... so that's a different chest, and that one's a mimic, which thankfully they don't insta-kill you anymore. There was an issue when I was doing some brief testing where the mimics would be able to instantly kill you, which was quite obnoxious, and I fixed it, so you no longer have to worry about that. And the mimics, when you kill them, give you a very specific relic that can be quite helpful. So this one's going to give us increased knockback, and we're going to need to put it on our hands to actually get that increased knockback, which is great. And now we can actually loot this area. So we got an uncommon loot bag. Don't really need to carry on most of the books that we have. Materials in you we can always remake later, but I will grab some extra wood and some extra sticks, as well as some bread and other foods. So we're grabbing the seeds because every food we eat will generate some white particles around us, and then it will say eaten assisted in adding hearts. That's because every different food we eat will increase our health, and it's not like a linear increase, so you don't eat one to get one extra heart. It's you eat a couple and then eventually you'll get an extra one. But what we can also find in here is these things. So this is an amber hand axe, which currently will do 0.85 attack damage, but has 0.9 attack speed, and so it's a little bit different, but it's not quite as good as our current axe. So we're gonna keep that. What we're also gonna do is we got speed. So these ability totems are things you can get from mobs that have particles around them, but you can also get them in chests. And when you use them, they're just like the ability bottle at the beginning, where they will give us an effect. So with 3 of them, we now have speed 3, which means we're incredibly fast. And of course, there's trinkets as well that have other things. So this one is Speed Force, which gives you plus 200% speed, which is way too much. Plus 200% speed would be way too much to even control, so we're not going to grab that. We are going to look, and phantoms are scared of you, but we can't sleep if we have that, so we're not going to take that. We can get an extra level of speed, or we can grab some artichoke seeds, and so we're going to grab those. And the other one is luck, which we do want to get, because luck will increase the drops we'll get and the things we'll get from opening chests. I do actually want to get that luck, and I do hopefully want to hit it before I open a ton more chests. Thankfully, these battle towers have quite a lot of chests, and also there's little mobs down here that we can farm a little bit for some extra XP, but we do need, 17 levels of XP. That's not nothing. But thankfully, it's not a big issue. We can also eat a red heart to get us back up to full health, which is nice. And we just gained two hearts, or 2 HP. Actually, it gave us 2 full hearts, so that's nice. And we also got raspberry seeds. We got some extra oak planks, some extra sticks. And we got a ring of speed, which gives us an additional level of speed, which is nice. Of course, there's other things. Gills, you can breathe underwater, but you can't breathe air, which is the reason why I'm not taking that one. Also, for this moment in time, I don't think carrying all of the seeds is the best thing for us to do, since of course it is day 0, day 1. So, for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that there, and then we're gonna get back up to where the surface level of the water is, and we're going to deposit most of the stuff in the chests up there, just so that we don't have to worry about carrying everything around. And of course we can open this chest as well. Surface of water is right here, so let's just chuck in most of those seeds, the saplings, the books can go in there as well. And don't really need Inferium Essence, but we're probably going to get more of it anyway. I do want to keep the uncommon loot bags, and we can put the Ring of Speed in our ring slot because it's not doing anything bad. Step Assist is nice because it will automatically give us step up, essentially. And we can store those guys. Getting extra levels of speed isn't super necessary right this second, so I think for now the better bet is going to actually just be to take care of stuff like this. And there's more things you can spend your XP on if you're able to be a little more patient. So we got some really nice abilities that I wanted to use and showcase that part of it. But there are actually quite a few things. Okay, so always make sure to worry about creepers. That creeper made no sound, and sometimes they do that, which is unfortunate because that means we're gonna have to go back. And it also means that we didn't survive the whole way through, which is unfortunate, but thankfully it's not hardcore, it's not anything too crazy. We're just gonna be getting through this and getting over to our stuff. And usually most of the mobs will despawn or be non-aggroed to you because of the ghostly shape effect. So we've got ghostly shape effect. We're now back. We got our stuff back. And what we can do now is we can loot a little more. So we got some coal. There's some carrots. Rotten flesh we don't really need. But of course the coal is going to be super helpful. And, you know, worrying about a couple other things, not the worst idea. So it is getting to nighttime. And most of what we're going to want to do now is, actually, since it's almost nighttime, we want to get back to the village as quick as we can. And the reason why I say don't explore too far your first night in this mod pack is mostly due to the fact that there's a couple things that will be incredibly dangerous if you go out into the world. So there are dragons, and also this happens when you sleep through the first night. The first time you sleep, you will go and you will be in a nightmare known as the Abyss. And it's just a nightmare. You're not actually stuck here. But, yeah, it's a little bit of a freaky place. And you can actually go to this dimension in the mod pack. So if you want to do this yourself, then I would highly recommend to download the pack and play it. But yeah, now we're back, and now it's morning, which is great because, well, it's morning time. And what we're gonna do is end the video here because that's essentially how to get through the first day of this mod pack. It's kind of crazy, but it's pretty dope, honestly. It sucks that we ended up dying to a creeper, but not much you can do about that, especially when they're quiet or silent, or I'm just talking too loud. But anyway, GG's, peace, have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one.